who currently holds both the WBC and WBO light middleweight titles. As impressive as this sounds, Errol Spence Jr. is not someone to be counted out. The 34-year-old boasts an incredible record of 28-1, but having to endure cataract surgery at the start of 2024 certainly sways the favor of this fight to Fundora. But who will win, and how does Spence completely disappear? Not only did he disappear, but the then 33-year-old looked quite uncomfortable making 147 pounds. The fight, which was billed as undefeated, undisputed, unprecedented, took place at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Predictions were rather tight, especially with Spence returning from a career-threatening car accident just a year prior. However, the fight did give fans what they paid for before Crawford would walk away with the win by TKO in the 9th round. Spence took some time off for a cataract surgery, and speculation about retirement was rife. 1-1 has earned him the WBC and WBO light middleweight championships. Fighter, and Spence will need to move up to 154 to meet his opponent. But speculation never works, and the fight and the tale of the tape could tell a different story. The first thing that immediately comes to mind is the size. The towering Inferno stands a whopping 6 foot 5 inches and a half tall. This has given him a reach of 80 inches, which is unheard of in the 154-pound division. Additionally, it seems like Fundora always seems to make weight, and he always looks in absolutely great condition when doing so. In comparison, Errol Spence is only 5'9" and has a reach of 72 inches, which is much shorter than his upcoming opponent. But what could give Spence the edge is the fact that the 34-year-old is, well, 34 years old. And whilst power can be easily countered, as Ali has proven many decades back, Fundora will have the power advantage. The reason for this should be pretty much self-explanatory, but the sheer size difference between the two should be a good clue as to why we're saying this. What is very important is the fact that Spence is moving up to 154 pounds from 147. This might not seem like a big deal, but fighter. Both fighters have one blemish on their records, but looking at how those losses took place is important. Fundora got knocked out and stayed down in his loss to Mendoza. On the other hand, the Crawford loss for Spence did see him get back up, only losing by TKO. If durability is a way of measuring these two, Spence does have a little more resolve, but he hasn't yet faced someone with the power of Fundora, which could be a determining factor. Overall, the advantage is slightly tilted toward Fundora due to his youth and his current size. It's important to emphasize the fact that this will also be the first fight at 154 for Spence, which does mean that he doesn't have as much experience in the division. Every boxing match will have some kind of fuel to be added to the fire. Many believe that a rematch between Spence and Crawford would turn out the same for the truth. Additionally, Fundora might have wanted a rematch with Tszyu, who unfortunately lost by TKO against Bakram Murtaza. Who will win? The biggest question is perhaps who will win this fight, and everyone will have their own opinion, or one style could dominate the other. However, the reach advantage is a very important consideration, especially for Spence. Spence needs to close the space between the fighters, or Fundora will keep on pounding him from range. The other burning question is how Spence will feel moving up a weight. According to many insiders, Spence actually prefers moving up to 154 pounds. We all know just how comfortable Fundora is at this weight, and despite his large frame and intimidating size, it seems like the 26-year-old always hits his weight. The fight is sure to garner a lot of media attention, and it's currently slated to take place in Dallas, Texas. Much like the Crawford-Spence fight, this one will have the potential to be a Fight of the Year contender, especially if the contradicting styles open it up a little more. In the early rounds, Fundora will have the advantage, and Spence will have to close up this advantage as soon as he can. Due to taking such a massive break from fighting, the fitness advantage should go to Fundora. His speed and youth will play into his favor as the fight reaches the later. The bout is still a long way out, and many things could change in the coming months. However, predictions are slowly trickling in, and diehard fans on X are already excited for this bout. With the edge firmly in the corner of the towering Inferno, what do you think of this incredible bout, and will Errol Spence once again return to his younger days of glory?